And we close this week with our tip of the week, which is again from John and again about the spell checker. This time he's going to show you how to change the default spell checker on a Samsung device.
Hi, John here, and for this week's tip of the week, I'm going to show you how to get TalkBack's spell check working on a Samsung phone. So apparently, by default, Samsung phones do not use Gboard's spell check feature, and that's what you're going to need to be enabled to use spell check in TalkBack, whether it be using it the original way, using actions and reading controls, or the new way, using the Braille keyboard. You'll have to change this in your settings to get either of those methods to work. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to open up settings, open settings,
settings, search settings, button.
Now we're going to scroll down until we find general management. It's near the bottom, so I'm just going to swipe all the way down and just put my finger on the screen.
General management, language and keyboard, date and time.
I got lucky. That's right in the middle of my screen. I'm going to open it.
General management, navigate up, button.
And now again near the bottom. I think it's near the bottom.
Spelling correction, Gboard spell checker.
Yeah, we're going to go in here. It says Gboard, but that's not going to be the default, so I'm going to open it.
Spelling correction, navigate up, button.
And on this page,
spelling correction. On, spelling correction, switch.
It's turned on, and
language, use system languages. Default spell checker, Gboard spell checker.
You're going to open this and select
spell checker, checked, Gboard spell checker.
Your default
spell checker.
That's the only option for
checked,
me.
Gboard spell checker.
Because I don't have Samsung's keyboard
cancel, button.
installed, so I'm just going to back out of here.
Spelling correction, default spell checker, Gboard spell checker.
So that's where you need to go to enable spell check in the TalkBack Braille keyboard, or just in TalkBack in general. And I've done this demonstration using a Samsung device running One UI 6.0. Thanks for listening.
A couple of things to say about that. If you need to change the spell checker, you will first have to enable Gboard if you traditionally use a Samsung keyboard and set it as your default. Once you've done that, though, you can set a different keyboard as your default, and the setting will still be respected. It's just to be able to do it, as I say, Gboard does need to be the default.
Another thing to add here is related to Google TalkBack, which is that I don't know what's the case with respect to Samsung's TalkBack, because I'm not on One UI 6. So with Google TalkBack, if you want to hear the suggestions, like the spelling of the suggestions when you are using this spell checker, you have to use Google TTS. Okay, don't ask me about the reason, because I don't know. It's an unknown reason. Even if you use Google TTS with Auto TTS or Voicify, it will not work. You have to use it as your default system engine. And in this case only, you will be hearing the spelling suggestions. So if you use another TTS engine, you will be hearing the suggestion, but no, it will not be spelled out after that. So yeah, this is an odd thing happening with Google TalkBack. And another thing, which is, according at least to my experience, sometimes even if you do the steps that John mentioned, it will not work as expected with Google TalkBack. So for the first time, when you type something, it will tell you that no misspelled words. After that, if you go back and type something again, it will tell you that there's a misspelled word, even if you test it with the same text. So yeah, it seems that there's something not good happening, or something, a problem with the compatibility. I don't know if it's fixed with the Samsung TalkBack or not, but this is the case with the Google's TalkBack 14.1.
That first one in particular about Google TTS is super annoying. Is granularity supported in the suggestions list? Could you go and spell it yourself, or will it not let you switch to character?
No, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's really annoying. It would have
I'm just
to.
a user. I'm not going to change my mind even if it works. But yeah,
So let's be clear though. Are you saying that because what Ed is saying is that can you not change it to character mode? And are
No,
you
I
saying that
can.
doesn't work?
Try it yourself. Even if you try, it will not work because when you change it to character mode, it will move the cursor in the edit box.
So Ed, when you talk about this character granularity change, are you talking about during the spell check, or are you saying it during just maybe in that edit field?
I'm saying in the list of suggestions. So Karine is saying that suggestions are read out but not spelled. I'm saying, can you focus to a suggestion and change the granularity to characters? But it sounds like you can't because you're stuck in the edit box.
No, it's not focused. Actually, you move between suggestions using the actions, the talkback actions.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but once you've done that, you then can't change the granularity to characters off actions because you're still in the edit box. Interesting.
I think actually, if you are using the actions as a reading control, this will not work, of course. But however, I'm not sure if you use the gesture to open actions, if this would work or not. But I think that it will not work as well because when you open the actions from the gesture, it will not work with the spelling suggestions. However, I should test this. But if you are talking about the reading controls, of course, it will not work because you will move between the suggestions via down and up. Um, swipes, but if you change the granularity to characters, it will just move the cursor in the edit box.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking. Once you'd swipe down with actions as granularity and you landed on a suggestion you wanted to explore, you can't then change the characters and have that read. You're going to be in the edit box. Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole idea about a misspelled word is for it to tell you what the misspelled word is, isn't it? And then give you a suggestion. If you swipe, you find the suggested, or whatever the predicted suggestions that you could choose from to make
Yeah.
such a correction. For me, though, because I have the proofread on my Gboard, and so I tend to use that more than anything else.
Yeah. I wonder whether spell last spoken phrase might be an option as well.
Talking about spell last spoken phrase, what I want to see is to have a gesture, and I don't know why it's taking Google forever. At least give us the ability to choose something from one of the gestures that we don't use, especially this multi-finger, 3-finger, 4-finger, whatever. I wouldn't mind using one of those to spell the last spoken phrase. I just don't want to go into the menu and try to do that. I think that's stupid.
Yeah. Although, as I discovered earlier in the week, and we were discussing on the group, the last spoken phrase functionality is not necessarily spell, but copy is certainly very flaky indeed, and copy some very strange things which aren't actually there, which they should also perhaps have a look at.